Good morning to all of you. Myself, Gopal Pandey, your biology teacher, today going to teach biological classification, chapter 2nd of class 11th. Now, you all had to make notes regarding the topic only about the further reduced syllabus. Today, we are going to study about biological classification. Here, firstly, we had to study about the five kingdom classification given by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. Before it, several classification was given. The main character he took was the cell structure, thallus structure. Thallus structure are the structure of the plant body or the microorganism body. Phylogenetic relationship. The phylogenetic relationship refers to the pre-ancestral relationship which just give an idea that how the pre-ancestor were formed regarding the new genera, then the mode of nutrition, then the reproduction. These all characters he taken to classify the five kingdom classification, and then he further classified the five kingdom classification in Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Now coming to the Monera. Monera were the simplest primitive unicellular and microscopic organisms. Their cell wall was composed of peptidoglycan or murine. No membrane bound cell organelle were present in the Monera. Their nucleoid present. Nucleoid here, no membrane bound cell organelle present. Nucleoid is just like a particular region where DNA is packaged non-histone protein. No protein is there. DNA structure is protein in non-histone protein form. Now, the example of the Monera were bacteria, cyanobacteria, algae and mycoplasma. Bacteria were first seen by Antony von Leeuwenhoek. While making study of bacteria, he seen some small creatures by hand lens moving round and he called it as animalculus, and then he discovered the bacteria. Study of bacteria is called as bacteriology. Now, refer to the structure of bacteria in the books. Now, general characteristics of the bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic. Cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan or murinin or mucopeptide. Table 2.1 or 2.3 refer to the characteristics of bacteria. Food resource or food reserve is in form of glycogen plus fat globules. Ribosome is of 70 S types. Organized DNA absent, as we understood here the characteristics of Monera only, then here no membrane bound or organized DNA present, here nucleoid present, and this sim is the characteristics of the Monera. Size, now referring to the size as given in your syllabus, smallest bacteria is Bacillus, which is 10 micron in length and 0.2 to 1 micron in diameter. Spherical bacteria is about 0.5 to 1 mm in diameter. Bagiotoa mirabilis is the largest bacteria, which is 16 to 45 mm in diameter. Bacillus buschesi is 80 mm longest bacteria. Dialister pneumocyntes is the smallest bacteria, which has the length about 0.15 to 0.31 micrometer. It has the smallest size 0.15 to 0.3 microM. Now coming to the shape of bacteria. Shape of bacteria is either coccus, bacillus, spiral or vibrio. Coccus means it is oval or spherical. If it is single, then it is called micrococcus. Double, it is called diplococcus. Four in the order, then it is called tetracoccus. In a form of chain, then it is called as streptococcus, and in form of clusters or group of the chain is called as staphylococcus. Similarly, bacillus is also rod shaped with or without flagella. Here flagella may be present also and flagella may be absent also. Its structure is like that. Similar characteristics here also: microbacillus, diplobacillus, tetrabacillus, streptobacillus and staphylobacillus. Then spirilla, it is a coiled or spiral like structure just like that. It may also be here like microspirilla, diplospirilla, tetraspirilla, streptococcus streptospirilla and staphylospirilla. Same is the condition of the vibrio. It is comma shaped just like this structure, and similar characteristics of the diplovibrio, microvibrio, tetravibrio, streptovibrio and staphylovibrio. Now bacteria has been classified into two forms: archaebacteria and the eubacteria. Archaebacteria are the bacteria which are found in the extreme condition, either methanogens, halophiles or thermoacidophile. Methanogens are those which are found in the marshy places. Halophiles are those who are found in the salty lakes or salty rivers and oceans, and thermoacidophils are found in the volcanic types of regions where the thermal power is being generated or thermal equipments is being formed. There is the thermoacidophiles form. Now Coming to the nutrition of bacteria. Nutrition of bacteria is form of autotrophic nutrition where it make its own food, and heterotrophic nutrition where it is food for dependent on the others. In autotrophic nutrition, it is either a photosynthetic, that it is utilize the light energy to form the its own food, and or it is used for the chemosynthetic, which involve the chemical energy for formation of its food. Heterotrophic means dependent on the others, then it may be saprophytic, parasitic or symbiotic. Saprophytic means it lives on the dead and decaying organism. Parasitic means it live on the living organism, and symbiotic means it is mutual relationship between the two individual in which both are benefited in either sides. Now coming to the respiration of the bacteria. By respiration, it may be obligate aerobes, facultative aerobes, obligate anaerobes, facultative anaerobes. In obligate aerobes, here only definition is being required with few examples. Few example you may refer in the books, and here I am I am telling about the definition. Obligate aerobes means the bacteria which require O2 to grow or to produce ATP. Facultative aerobes, it means make ATP by aerobic respiration if oxygen is present, and if in absence of oxygen by fermentation also it could produce its ATP, means it has the both option. Similarly, obligate anaerobes means live in the absence of oxygen. Here oxygen absence, and here aerobes means oxygen presence. Facultative anaerobes means organism make ATP by aerobic respiration in oxygen present, and in absence it does fermentation. Similar the case of the facultative aerobes is a similar the case of the facultative anaerobes, means it could make the ATP or generate the ATP in both the condition, either in presence of O2 or by the fermentation in absence of O2. Now you may refer by the table of 2.8, 2.9, 2.10 and 2.11. Here now we had to know about the gram positive and gram negative bacteria, differentiation about those. Table 2.22 can be give the description about that. Now gram staining was developed by Christian Gram in year 1884. He used the crystal violet dye to stain the gram positive and gram negative bacteria and get its characteristics. Gram positive bacteria, example are Staphylococci, pneumococci, which cause diphtheria. They have the thick peptidoglycan layer and no outer lipid membrane is being present. Due to this thick peptidoglycan layer, they retain the crystal violet color. And gram-negative bacteria, example are the Escherichia coli, Pseudomonas, have thin peptidoglycan. Now, how the gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria has been differentiated? Firstly, we take the crystal violet dye and we put the gram-positive and gram-negative both the bacteria, and then wash it by the acetone. The gram-positive bacteria which have thick cell wall get stained of the crystal violet color of the gram stain, and the gram negative also get the same stain, but gram positive due to its thick cell wall do not lose its stain of the gram staining, and after washing with alcohol the gram negative bacteria get colorless. Now when we put the safranin in the gram positive bacteria, then due to they have the stained by the gram stain violet color, they do not retain the color of the safranin, counter staining of safranin, but gram negative which has lost its color due to the thin cell wall stained with the red or pink color of the safranin. In this way we can differentiate about the gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Now coming to the reproduction part, bacteria or Monera kingdom show the two type of reproduction, either asexual or the sexual. In the asexual type, it shows the binary fission and endospore formation. Binary fission means a parent cell divided into two daughter cell is called as asexual reproduction, and endospore is a dormant tough non-reproductive structure formed around the covering of the bacteria or cell wall or the cell membrane of the bacteria, and here after the getting favorable condition they grow into new individual body. Now only definition of these things is being required, so referring to the sexual reproduction, conjugation, transduction, transformation. Conjugation means cell to cell DNA transfer. It is being given by Joshua Lederberg and Edward Tatum. Virus transfer the genetic material to bacteria just like in the bacteriophage which engulf the bacteria. This is given by Zinder and Lederberg in 1952. Transformation to convert in form of appearance or structure. Transformation, anything which get converted to a particular structure is called as transformation. Here structure or metamorphose, convert to change into the another substances like the natural characters, differentiate due to the transformation. It is given by the F. Griffith. Now referring to the Economic importance of bacteria. It may be beneficial also, it may be harmful also. The beneficial activity of bacteria, we all know about the curd formation, vinegar formation, agricultural, in where which the bacteria also help in agriculture. Example is the lactobacillus, which form the curd. Antibiotic production. In the sewage treatment also, there are several bacteria which engulf the sewage particle and make the clarity of the sewage treatment and make the sewage treatment successful. Harmful activity of also is there. Just like every coin has two faces, similarly harmful activity of bacteria are also there. They are pathogenic, which cause the diseases like cholera, tuberculosis and food poisoning. Now, coming to the next class, in the bacteria only, mycoplasma. We had to know only 3 to 4 distinctive characteristics of the mycoplasma. Here mycoplasma was discovered by Raux in 1898. They completely lack cell wall. They are the smallest organism which are of 0.1 to 0.5 mm in diameter. Occurs saprophytically in soil, sewage and dead and decaying organism. Pathogenic mycoplasma are there. Pathogenic mycoplasma which causes disease. In animal they causes pleuropneumonia. In cattle the pleural fluid disorder is being caused by these mycoplasma only, and in human urethritis is being caused by mycoplasma. Survive without oxygen. They have the DNA naked. Due to why DNA naked is present, that it is the characteristics of the Monera kingdom, due to the absence of histone protein. Non-histone protein, DNA naked is present here, and 70S ribosome is also present here. Now coming to the Protista. Protista are eukaryotic single-celled heterotrophs, which is given by Ernst Haeckel in 1866. Protista are being classified into 5 classification. Diatoms, chrysophytes we also call, desmoids or golden algae also. Here dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoa. Coming to the character of each of the following things. Diatoms are photosynthetic. Aquatic means which can use the light energy to make their own food. Aquatic means it is formed in the water bodies. Plankton, passively flotation. Passively flotation means it float in the direction of water, where the current of water flow. The cell wall is like soap box like structure, like silica. Like the soap box, there are the embedded structure beans are there. Similarly, like the soap blocks, silica is being embedded in their cell wall. It is gritty, that means it is smooth. It is smooth. Smooth means it is a smooth texture which form diatomaceous earth. It is a very important character of diatoms, which is used in the oil filtration and polishing purpose. It is the chief producers in oceans. Dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are photosynthetic, aquatic, and here 2 flagella in pair are present. A single dinoflagellates have 2 flagella in the pair. Cell wall is cellulosic, different colored pigment present in the dinoflagellates. The red color pigment in the dinoflagellates make it called as red dinoflagellates. The red tide which is produced by the red dinoflagellates by their multiple division is Cariena brevis, and it causes the red tide development in the oceans, which is a very important characteristics of dinoflagellates. The goniocalyx also form the several characteristics, and many of there are which form the blue color, blue like in a sense light in the river or oceans is due to only the dinoflagellates. So dinoflagellates is important, and these are the few characteristics of dinoflagellate. Now coming to the euglenoids. Euglenoids are the autotrophic and heterotrophic. They switch to the both mode of nutrition, so they are also called as mixotrophic. They are found in the stagnant water, means the water which is just like pond water, these all water. They have dual mode of nutrition, as we all know, autotrophic as well as heterotrophic according to the condition. Cell wall is composed of pellicle. These pellicle provide the flexibility to euglenoids. Protein rich cell wall is there. Sorry, cell wall is not present here. Protein rich cell wall composed, cell membrane composed, and here they lack cell wall. Cell wall composed of pellicle means the cell, not cell wall, here cell membrane is composed of pellicle. Cell membrane, cell composed of pellicle, okay, and it provides flexibility. Protein rich, it lacks cell wall. Now again describing the characteristics of euglenoid. Euglenoids have the dual mode of nutrition, autotrophic as well as heterotrophic, which means mixotrophic. It shows the dual mode of nutrition. The cell is composed of pellicle which provide flexibility, and cell is rich in protein layer. They lack cell wall. Now coming to the slime molds. Slime molds are either cellular or acellular. The examples are like myxomycetes. They are saprophytic. Fruiting body formation is there. In the favorable condition, it form the group like Plasmodium, which is the example of protozoa, and it form the group like Plasmodium. Here the cell divide into different types, and in unfavorable condition they differentiate and form new spore formation on the fruiting body. This is the characteristics of slime molds. Now coming to the protozoa, the last characteristics of the last subdivision of the protista. Protozoa are primitive. Primitive means very ancient. Amoeboid movement is there. Amoeboid movement means a movement by the cilia, and it moves through the pseudopodia and also engulf food also. Single-celled eukaryotic, free-living or parasitic form. It feed on the organic matter such as the microorganism or organic tissue and debris. The cell wall is composed of silica. Now protozoa is also compiled of ciliated protozoa, flagellated protozoa and sporozoa. Ciliated protozoa means the same direction movement. Here the paramecium is an example where cilia is formed. The cilia is formed same direction means just like the boat is rowing in the river, similarly the protozoa is moving. Now here the cilia, the gap between the cilia is called as gullet, which provide the food to the paramecium and also help in the removal of waste. Here two type of nuclei is being formed, that is called micronuclei or macronuclei, which contain the genetic material of the paramecium, and the space between the cilia is called as gullet. Now coming to the flagellated protozoa, Trypanosoma gambians is the example of flagellated protozoa. It is parasitic in nature. Parasitic means which it's grow on the living organism. It causes sleeping sickness. The vector is TC fly, which causes the sleeping sickness. Now Sporozoa protozoa. Sporozoa protozoa is harmful and poisonous from start divide. Plasmodium is an example, which causes malaria. Its vector is female Anopheles mosquito, which cause malaria. It has two parasite, is the mosquito saliva where it grow, and human blood and liver. It bite when a female Anopheles carrying the sporozoites of the malarial infection or Plasmodium, then it bite to a healthy individual and cause the malaria. Now coming to the fungi. Fungi are abundant and heterotrophic in nature. They are parasitic, means grow on the living organism. Saprophytic, that means they grow on the dead organism, example mushroom. Symbiotic means mutual relationship is there in the symbiotic association. The example is lichens. In the lichens means the mutual relationship between the fungus and algae. The fungus part is called as mycobiont and algal part is called as phycobiont. Lichens don't grow in the polluted area. The characteristics of lichens is there that in the polluted area the lichens doesn't grow. Where the sulfur dioxide has higher concentration, lichens is not present there, they get destroyed. So it is the general characteristics of lichens. Now coming to the mycorrhiza, it is also close association or symbiotic relationship between the fungus and roots of higher plant. Here the higher plant roots give the food to the fungus and fungus help in the nitrogen fixation. Example is the glomus, which help in nitrogen fixation. Now basis of classification of the fungi are the three characteristics: mycelium, fruiting body and spore formation. Fruiting body is the structure where spore is formed. Now what is mycelium? A single thread like structure present in the fungi is called as hypha, and the group of hypha is called as mycelium. Now when the a single mycelium contain the many nucleus, then it is called as cenocytic and multinucleate hypha, which is microscopic, which could be only seen by the microscope. There are several type of mycelium also. When it is formed in the regular type of formation, then it is called as aseptate mycelium, and when it is called as in form of cross mode wall, then it is called as septate mycelium. Then these are the two characteristics of the mycelium. Two types of mycelium are there. Spore formation, the third characteristics, it is formed either by the isogamous, anisogamous or oogamous. In isogamous condition, the two gametes are in the similar in shape. Anisogamete, they are dissimilar in shape. Oogamous, one is motile, that is male is motile, form the zoospore, and female is non-motile and larger in the comparison of the male part. The example of unicellular fungi is yeast, and the example of multicellular fungi is penicillium. Okay, mode of reproduction is either asexual by the fragmentation, budding or spore formation. Fragmentation means a mycelium broken down into two parts and each part is being capable to develop a new fungus body. Budding is example of yeast. Here the external outgrowth is being present, and these outgrowth detach from the plant and make a new plant body. It is also called as irregular division. Spore formation, spore is formed in the fruiting body or spore sac. When it get the favorable condition, then it grow into the new plant body. Conidia or conidiophore. Conidia are the structure where the conidiophores are here, and conidiophores bear the conidia, elliptical shaped structure, which further get the favorable condition and grow into new plant body when spreaded by the any medium. Now coming to the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction have three phases: plasmogamy, karyogamy and meiosis. Now in the plasmogamy, non-motile female gamete and motile male gamete. Here the